It's Monday. You ready for TV prep?
I am ready to prep for it anyway. I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I'm ready to prep for it.
Are you ready for that half smile from Daniel Radcliffe?
That's his.
That is the most tentative smile I've ever seen on a human being.
That's resting Radcliffe. That kind of like you might hit him, but he's hoping you won't.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I think
anybody knows there's nothing he can do if you decide to.
Expelliarmus, no, I wouldn't. So yeah, I'm actually I like Daniel Radcliffe. I like the fact that he's rich as fuck and he takes big swings and risky choices and crazy genre shit. So
didn't he fuck a horse in a movie? Is that a thing?
The Swiss Army Man, or I think that's what the name of it's called, where his
corpse washes up. Equus or something like that, wasn't it?
Have you heard the one where his corpse washes up on a beach and some man finds it and befriends it in much the same way that like Wilson,
like Weekend at Bernie's?
No, like imagine that this body is like Wilson from
Home Improvement,
from Castaway.
Okay,
but except for Dan Radcliffe actually talks as this corpse, and this guy uses his corpse to escape from the island. I think ultimately the flatulence of this body decomposing, he uses it like a jet ski.
Oh my god!
And this just came on the Netflix last week, and it's in my list to watch. So Daniel Radcliffe, you're living the life I would live if I were you. So
he did that weird thing with John Hamm.
Yeah, no, and it was good. I only saw about half of it,
good,
but. I didn't stop watching it because I didn't like it. I stopped watching it because my job requires me to blur past forest full of awesome things to concentrate on the thin amount of awesome things that I can consume. So, Miracle Workers.
Okay, it's on TBS. I don't even know how I would watch this if I wanted to, but we'll see. That's a Steve Buscemi. That is a wild Buscemi. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not hearing anything.
Yep. This is it's almost like we tore this whole thing down, drug it across town.
Yeah. Do you know how long it's been since someone sacrificed a ram
set it up?
I thought that gross.
Oh, you don't even have your headphones on.
There was something nice about it.
So what's your job, Craig?
I'm not surprised.
Seems like there's a lot of problems down on Earth.
Ice caps are melting at a historic rate. Scientists really cannot.
Hoochie mama.
I am transferring you to the Department of Answered Prayers.
I'm Eliza.
I'm Craig. Welcome to Answered Prayers. You have arrived just in time.
2 billion prayers received. We have to answer all those prayers?
I generally try and shoot for 3, 4 a day. Although, now that I've got you, a teammate, there's no telling what we can do. I'm thinking 5, 6, maybe as many as 6. Anyway, big day ahead of us. Here's to the team.
Cheers. Please, God, we need your help. Earth is in big trouble. It is a mess.
We need a miracle.
There's got to be something we can do.
We have something bigger to discuss. My next thing.
Is it a new planet?
This here is a restaurant.
What?
Let me ask you, where's everybody going?
The game begins.
Let's do this.
Sorry, did you just put those glasses on just so you could take them off?
Who wants to help me save this planet?
I got a feeling a lot of things are going to change around here.
So I've decided to blow up Earth.
Huh. He giveth and he taketh away.
Okay. Wow, I have a lot of thoughts. What do you think, Jim?
I mean, that is subject matter wise not a show for me. I kind of thought it looked all right. I don't know.
But what do you mean by that? Subject matter, it's not... I
don't know. The story about God, and I know I shouldn't take it literally here, but it's tough. That's a tough hurdle to get over with me.
So I've been saying for a while that like I think there's an appetite in the world for like aspirational entertainment, kind of like at some point in this country, you know, A Wonderful Life is made, right? Mm-hmm. And you think about, like, that's just a wonderful movie, and everyone loves it, and everyone watches it at Christmas time, and yet you reflect about, like, does it actually reflect American culture? And you have to say that it really doesn't. If you have to like pick an entertainment that reflects American culture, you'd have to go like to Wall Street. You know, Gordon Gekko's Greed is Good. Like, and there's like maybe in entertainment there's this is like a current theory I'm working on. There's like a sine wave that runs through where like maybe It's a Wonderful Life was like at some point where people look at the world and like, hey, things have gotten really shitty. We need to nudge it in the other direction, and maybe Wall Street is where you know, after uncovering a bunch of government lies and corrupt presidencies and foreign wars and stagflation and shit, then maybe people are like, oh, you know what, this is all Pollyanna bullshit. This is, you know, just raw naked capitalism is what we need. And like, now we're in the trough of that, and we're starting to see entertainment reflect the desire of like, whoa, shit, maybe we've gone too far, and maybe we need more of that. This is the Good Place, as far as I can tell, hammered into a different shape. I think we need more of it. I'm not sure if we need like 12 shows all trying to do the same thing. I mean, right? Like the second the Hollywood saw that, oh, aspirational kind of general morality plays are profitable and are getting awards, they're like ginning up the industry, and they're going to make 30 inferior ones, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the most cynical thing you could possibly do, which is exactly what you expect them to do.
And then I feel like that there's going to be metaphorical landfills full of ET cartridges of this shit, and people are going to be like, oh, we need more Gordon Gekko, because that...
That's how it goes.
Yeah, but I almost feel like if I'm going to take that stance, I need to watch this just to verify that it's as shitty as I think it's going to be.
Okay.
But
I don't know, nothing about that said it was going to be particularly shitty, other than it being on TBS. But
it looked, man, there's a lot of, if that's the trailer you cut to like really show that like a really snarky, smart, you know, skewed take on what I've got, like didn't sell me on it.
Okay. I'm not sold on it simply because I don't think I'll be able to watch it if I wanted to. Umbrella Academy on Netflix is next. Here it is.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oops, muted.
Every one of these is going to be muted.
1989, 43 women around the world gave birth. None of these women had been pregnant when the day first began.
They're all angel babies.
How much do you want for it?
I have adopted 6 children, gifted with abilities far beyond the ordinary. I give you the Umbrella Academy.
Does anyone wish to speak?
He was a monster.
Everything about our family is insane. It always has been.
Is that my skirt?
Oh, yeah, this. It's very breathy on the bits.
Nice to see nothing's changed. I jumped forward and got stuck in the future. Do you know what I found?
That Ellen Page still looks exactly the same.
When's it supposed to happen?
In 8 days.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well, I guess in 8 days she would.
Stop me from preventing the apocalypse.
We need the full force of the Academy.
Bingo.
Yay, sisters. Yay, sisters.
Get up, we're going.
Where?
Save the world.
Oh, is that all?
Okay.
So that trailer told me that is a story about superheroes saving the world. That's basically all I got from it.
What's funny, because I was about like 30 seconds in that trailer, I'm like, you know what I just said about like aspirational morality porn? I'm going to say that times 10 about teenagers going to, with mysterious powers, going to some... But then they'd subverted it by essentially saying, yeah, that is the series that we're going to tell in 30 seconds. Now it's like this other thing. I mean, I think that's a cool twist. And I mean, it's got Ellen Page in it. That's the only person I recognize, but that's more of a pedigree than most of this stuff does. What is this, Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I guess I'm interested in that.
Sort of interesting.
What is it? Umbrella Academy? And the other thing is, like, the trailer, I thought did a pretty good job of selling it. But anyway.
And the last one from this site is Proven Innocent on Fox. This one's not muted.
We're warriors for the innocent.
We, the jury, find the defendants, Madeline
Riverdale's
Scott
getting
and
weird
Levi
this year.
Scott, guilty of the crime of murder of Rosemary Lynch.
No, please.
We have no idea what we can handle until we're forced to find out.
10 years after being proven innocent, I now defend the wrongfully convicted.
When someone goes to prison for a murder they didn't commit, it means the real murderer is still out there. This is a key aspect in the failing of a man like Gore Bellows. His lies, corruption, and deception mean that my best friend never got justice.
This is your first time facing off against Gore Bellows since you became a lawyer. Are you nervous?
Any opportunity to show the world that our state's attorney is really a corrupt liar is an opportunity I'm eager to take.
You seriously want to defend the Wicked Witch, West Pullman?
Everyone loved hating her.
Just like they love to hate me. Behind every media caricature is a real-life human being, right? So, Lucia, did you start the fire?
No. To this day, I don't know why I confess.
She was hallucinating from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Lucia's fire was an accident.
And we got you out. Now we're gonna get her out too.
Lucia, you have a hearing in 6 weeks.
Hey, what's wrong?
No one has ever cared before.
Mr. Rincon's blood test was hidden from defense counsel. Among the key symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning is confabulation.
Well, I'm not sure the evidence of carbon monoxide poisoning is material enough to change the jury's verdict.
Since the advent of DNA evidence, about 2,000 inmates have been proven innocent and freed. More than 500 of them had been coerced into falsely confessing.
Contrary to what Ms. Scott would like the public to believe, we prosecutors are also human beings.
Objection. Assumes facts, not in evidence.
We're warriors for the innocent.
Hey, Kartheiser.
You're the big hero. I want you to think about how your actions affect your family.
Why is your sister defending that psycho?
You'll always be a murderer to me.
Why would you take on these unwinnable cases?
Because if thousands of trained lawyers would ignore an innocent girl whose case was famous, who was going to fight for the innocent people behind bars who weren't famous?
Is Pete Campbell finally going to stand trial for his many crimes against humanity?
Yeah. There's video evidence. He's dead to rights.
I mean, how many women did he unlawfully imprison in that pit of his?
A lot.
I mean, here's again, like the thing is this show is really pitched down my plate. I am very much open to the idea that the criminal justice system in America is a victim of entirely perverse incentives, and there's way too many prosecuting attorneys going out there not using discretion and, you know, destroying people's lives and are nakedly making decisions for political expediency rather than justice. And yet I don't want to see this show.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got that tone to it of like a cable show.
Right.
I don't know how to describe that. I don't have words to describe why I'm sort of naturally biased against these big cable networks now, but
it just feels like
I feel like something produced for the masses as opposed to produced for me.
Well, I don't want to sound like an elitist because I think, you know, I'm not against mass entertainment. It's just more like
It's never going to be as appealing to me, though.
There's a shit ton of nuance and stuff in this, and this doesn't feel like it feels like this is going to have all the nuance sanded off, and it's going to is this going to change people's minds? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's but there again, maybe it's a great show. Maybe it's super nuanced, and maybe the trailer is like just coated with a layer of saccharin and shoved down my throat. I don't know, but this like I said, this feels like this feels like an attempt to cash in on a moment rather than a genuine attempt to educate and entertain.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
HBO's making this series. It's called The Case Against Adnan.
Yes.
So, and it's already been done in podcast form,
right?
But it'll be canceled in 8 episodes because it's Fox.
Yeah, Although I want to say, like, because it's on Fox, like, I wouldn't surprise me if like 6 million people watch this,
and that won't be good enough because it's Fox.
Or this is like, quite frankly, this kind of shit that my sister will watch and like cry into tissues and then vote Republican in November. It's like, this is but it doesn't really. It's. Like I said, it's bland, it's unnuanced, and it's stuff like that. I don't know, but again, I'm just judging by the trailer. Let's move on.
Okay, that's it.
At Home with Amy Sedaris. Ooh, we got that to look forward to next week.
So there's a show called Dating Around, which is a series. Yes.
Okay.
Got the trailer for that here.
To the first blind date of my life.
All right, I'll cheers to that.
Hope you're not a serial killer.
Sarah?
Oh, hi, are you Nick?
Yes.
Hi. I'm nervous, but like, I've never been on a blind date before, so.
Me either. I'm like the goody girl, but I've never done a drug. And you?
Oh, yeah, I love them.
Oh my God, this conversation just took a really interesting turn.
Here's the first blind dates.
Woo!
I was gonna say, is this a reality show?
It has kind of that vibe,
but it's shot like a scripted show.
I was getting the feeling that you weren't that into me.
This is called Culture Clash.
I hate this shit.
I don't want to be some version of me that other people want me to be.
I definitely want a family and create a life with someone else.
Find the right person.
I want to, like, fall in love.
So, when do we do this again?
Okay. Yeah, that's a weird one.
No, I don't want anywhere near that.
I'm not inherently interested. Did they say it was a reality show? Just like with cameras that are it's filmed like a documentary kind of thing.
I was gonna say, there's no fucking way that looks that good.
Real
It's not
singles,
scripted as shit, and like I know enough about reality shows.
No, I mean, it's the Bachelor or the Bachelorette.
Right. I've got inside information about the production of reality shows, and there's just so much made up bullshit. And if I'm gonna watch a bunch of made up bullshit, I'd rather watch award-winning writers making up bullshit and then having it performed by a top-notch talent who's gone through auditions. Like, to me, reality shows should be stupid and fun and something you take. Like, the more. If you spend enough time and thought into a reality series, it becomes a documentary. And that's not what that is. And it's also not the Jersey Shore, so it can go fuck itself as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I either want to learn something or just have a ridiculous fun time.
Put a bunch of old dudes on boats in the Bering Sea and they're fucking killing themselves to get crab. Yeah, I'll watch that. Take two dumbasses and throw them in the middle of an active volcano barefoot. And they gotta filter piss through a lava rock. I'll watch that. A bunch of goofballs in a dating sitch, with high def cameras and tasteful lighting and nah.
All right, Dirty John.
Oh,
Apparently,
the dirtiest.
I didn't even click this trailer. Is there not like an official outlet for this?
Man, Eric Bana is somebody I haven't seen. I really like him, and I don't think I've seen him in anything in like 10 years.
Yeah. Ah, fuck me.
The Revenge of the Mute.
Try this again.
I believe in dreams.
I also believe in nightmares.
You can live in.
Is that the lady from season 1 of American Horror? It is.
The story will happen. Nothing ugly can get in.
He's turning green. Look at that.
That's just the makeup and lighting.
I'm Deborah.
I'm John. Oh my God, look at you. You're inspiring. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm trying to find somebody who's a good person. He's so good to me. He gives me so much.
Trouble is, he's a serial killer.
Trouble is, he has 6 nipples.
Ronnie thinks that John is creepy.
Do you really believe that he doesn't want your money?
Hey, listen to safe, kiddo.
Does he tell you where he's going?
No.
Do some snooping.
I hired a private detective.
Threats, harassment, intimidation. Is it possible that's not him?
We need to figure out why he's lying to you. I want something. I know how to buckle down.
He's been in prison.
Prison for what?
Stalking a woman, doing drugs.
They are not me.
They all say they are you. Only you know if you're ready for what might happen.
What do you mean, what might happen?
I don't think I ever saw who he really was.
Whatever happens between us, remember, I love you.
No, thank you.
No.
No.
It's like sleeping the enemy over 13 hours. Nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, I don't know how many episodes it is, but
I'm cool. And I don't even like I said, I don't like psychological thrillers much in at all, but
so this all is comedy, obviously. Next one that's not is Breaker Upperverse.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a trailer, not muted. Here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's this called?
The Breaker Upperers.
I'm sorry, Jeff, it's over.
What?
Hello, Breaker Uppers. You want to be single by March? Consider it done.
Just because we got gay marriage.
It's like dirty work for dating.
Follow through, you know? I didn't vote for it.
You weren't gay 8 months ago, Russell.
I want a nice clean break. I don't want years of heartache and stalking and therapy and possible violence.
Oh, shoot your faces.
You work for weak assholes who don't have the guts to talk to their partners. Yep.
I'm Jen, and this is Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Hi. Jordan, how can we help?
I want to break up with the Moses, Miss.
Shut him down! Put him on the ground! Mel. Mel. Hot. What? Don't forget our #1 rule. Don't get attached. Oh, screwing a minor. Go you.
He's not a kid, he's just a younger man.
Oh, sick. A lot younger. Disgusting.
He's 18.
Oh, legal.
Oh, hell no.
Ah.
Better be cans of camera.
Do you know that guy?
I don't even know how you know that.
No.
He's the guy that directed Thor Ragnarok.
Huh.
He's like really getting hot right now.
My least favorite of the Thor movies.
What? I thought you liked the last one.
Nah.
Maybe I should go gay.
Did you find Kristen Stewart hot?
Who's Kristen Stewart?
No, I'm not gay.
All right. I mean, that looks fun.
Yeah. The Breaker Uppers.
It's definitely a comedy. I don't know if there's anything interesting to talk about there.
That might just be something to check out. Like I said, we're fairly anti-comedy on Bald Move.
As far as like reviewing it goes, because
right. Like there's exceptions. Like maybe you can make an argument that like the Good Place would require like a once or twice a season check-in and stuff like Rick and Morty and BoJack Horseman seasonally.
Yeah, Rick and Morty is kind of fun to talk about just because of the conceptual stuff in it.
But even then, I feel like once a season is about all it takes to really, you know, to tackle the 2 or 3 central things that would be interesting to talk about.
Yeah, you lose all your recency there, though.
Right. Oh, well, on something like Rick and Morty, because you have to watch it
week to week, yeah. Instead of binging.
It's hard to do, like with Rick and Morty, though, because like my temptation would be like, well, then maybe we should just only talk about the standout episodes. But how the hell do you know what the standout episodes are going to be until you've seen the whole lineup? and see what stands out. See,
Yeah.
that's why comedies are hard.
They are. That's it for Netflix. The
All
Umbrella
right.
Academy we've already seen. It's everything this week.
Oh boy.
Executive producer Jordan Peele, huh?
Oh
Lorena.
boy. Here's the thing, because like I grew up in this era where this was just, oh, this woman cutting off
Yeah.
man's penises. Oh, watch out, Minton. But I'm like,
Yeah, don't go to sleep next to your wife. She might chop your dick off.
that's the thing. But I understand that this guy like really, I don't know how abusive he was, but most women don't cut the men of their the penis of their men off.
Right.
Like even after years of abuse. So like I'm kind of interested in, 20 years later trying to.
Well, Jordan Peele's going to do it.
All right.
gonna
I
get
like
to the-
Jordan Peele.
Get to the bottom of it. Is it going to be a comedy?
Was Get Out a comedy?
No, I wouldn't say so.
It had some funny parts to it, but
Yeah, but the bulk of it, not a comedy.
Yeah, but I could see that there is. Well, anyway, yeah, let's watch it.
This story was irresistible.
What did he do to make her do something like that?
Wow, that's loud.
This was a modern love story. Boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, boy marries girl, girl cuts off boy's penis.
The interest level was huge.
Court TV is bringing the proceedings
Yeah, hurt
into
a lot.
millions of homes.
People were like, that's crazy.
This story was irresistible.
Everybody was looking to get an interview.
Guilt or innocence will come down to whom the jurors believe.
What did he do to make her do something like that?
She wanted me to hurt. That's why she did that.
She is a jealous wife whose American dream has been destroyed.
This trial
Jesus.
had it all.
The defense says the years of abuse.
I forgot about the whole
put her over the
racism
edge.
aspect of it too.
He was very dominating.
Physical abuse, sexual abuse. We had found multiple witnesses.
I saw him push it against the wall.
Did you ever forcibly have sex with your wife?
I thought it was kind of stunning.
We don't need a judge or jury to tell us whether or not Lorena is telling the truth.
She said, my husband says if I leave him, he will kill me.
There is a battle of the sexes. What it meant in 1993 is not that different from what it means today.
We were being entertained on the fodder of someone else's suffering. It's still going on.
I didn't choose to be in the spotlight, but there's no going back.
Amazon. I thought this was HBO. Well, what'd you think?
I think the larger story of that could be interesting. I'd like it's I hope they're not gonna try to convince us that somehow she shouldn't have been held accountable for that. I'm hoping they'll just maybe show more into why she did it, not say, hey, this was totally justified. And I trust, Jordan Peele to do a fairly nuanced breakdown of that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I don't even know as far as did she go to prison for it? I don't know.
I don't know what the outcome of that was. I was very little when that stuff was happening. I just knew, haha, funny, cut off the dick.
Yeah. I guess the danger of this is that I think that I think that the Me Too is a very good social change that's long overdue. And I think it's like an inevitable tide that's kind of never. I mean, there might be some back and forth, but it certainly feels like a tsunami, and that it's certainly rushing one way, and that's all good. But if you take a single subject from 20 years ago and try to frame a narrative around it, I hope that narrative withstands that strain. Because the danger of holding anything up and see, this is the linchpin, is if bad face fucks can puncture one little part of that, then all the other, you know, bad faith face fucks can come forth and be like, see, and it kind of can set things back a little bit. But like I said, Jordan Peele's done some really interesting work in being funny. He's done some really interesting work in being scary. Can he do some interesting work in being informative, and influence and change minds, which is a really hard thing to do. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch it just to see, can this actually move? Do I feel like this is going to move the ball forward? Is this going to be another one where, like, you know, another sizable segment of society takes a look at this and is like, oh yeah, wow, whew, yeah, we need to really reflect? Or if it's going to be, you know, something that doesn't do that.
Yeah, I feel like also the danger here is just to build a really good case and to make a really good point and then have people say, that was 20 years ago, you know? Well, things have changed since then. It's very easy to say, well, we've moved past that.
That's true. Which, as I said,
to sort of just dismiss the whole argument that's being made on the fact that it's not recent.
I do think that, like, showing the, like, Anita Hill is maybe a nod that they're going to try to see this as, like, this is part of a trend that you can then track, like, from there to, like, you know, the Kavanaugh hearings. And
yeah, if they can widen the scope of it to kind of encompass modern events.
Yeah,
certainly.
But it'll be interesting. I'm definitely gonna check it out. That's Lorraine.
Yeah. Is that gonna be bingeable? You think?
4 episodes. If they're an hour, like, I mean,
it's 4 episodes. Okay.
You could that's what it said. You can certainly see, we could certainly, like, probably check at least half of it.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's it. That's all. That's it.
Yo.
Okay. So I wrote down Miracle Workers, Umbrella Academy, Breaker Uppers, Lorena. I think that's going to be easy for me to dismiss Miracle Workers. You know, a couple weeks from now, I hear that this is like an interesting twist on The Good Place that improves upon it, and, you know, then sure, yeah, I'll give it a second chance. I just think the trailer was pretty shitty. The Umbrella Academy, I think, is definitely something I want to check out. Breaker Uppers is a comedy, and Lorena, I think, is a must-see. So that's how I score it. What about you?
Yeah, I can largely agree with that.
What do you want to try to do? Like, try to see 3 or 4? I mean, assuming it's good, should we try to get like 2 episodes? Well, when is the Umbrella Academy dropping?
I've closed all the windows.
Oh, shit, is it Friday?
Let me see.
Or
it is the 15th, which is Friday. Yeah.
And when is Lorena comes out the same day?
Yep.
Damn. Damn. I guess we could watch the... Well, okay, so why don't we watch the pilot or the first episode of both of those for the Friday TV show?
That sounds pretty good.
And then we can make decisions about what we're going to do, like like what we're going to come back and revisit for the week after.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, so that'd be Bald Move TV, and then is there a movie this week, like a first run?
There is. It's Alita Battle Angel.
Okay. Cool.
That'll be the movie.
All right. Sounds good.
See you next week, guys.